Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day. Thank you all for joining us. This is a webinar for new members and first-time attendees for our meeting next week that we are very excited about. So this session is being recorded, and the webinar is in like two halves. The first part is really an orientation to IADR as an organization and what our mission is and values and how we're organized. And then the second part will be on attending the meeting itself. So if I could have the next slide, please. So who we are, this is our mission and vision. We exist to drive dental, oral, and craniofacial research for health and well-being worldwide. And our vision is oral health for the world through discovery and dissemination. Next slide. We have three core values centered around scientific excellence, social responsibility, and scientific community. Under scientific excellence, we value science conducted at the highest possible level of rigor, innovation, and ethics across disciplines, from discovery science to clinical implementation to global population health. Under social responsibility, we value the pursuit of science to improve health and well-being for all people, to reduce health inequalities and inequities, and to proactively take actions and positions to improve health. And scientific community, we very much value a diverse and inclusive scientific workforce, promoting work-life balance, and support educational activities and mentoring networks to develop the next generation of scientists. Next slide. Our board of directors, our president is Pamela Yellick from Tufts University. I won't go through all of these other than to emphasize the fact that we're a very global board. We purposely have a regional board member from each of the 5 regions, which I'll be going over shortly, to make sure that we have geographic diversity on our IADR board. And then I sit on the board ex officio as the CEO, and our 2 editors-in-chief also sit on the board. We also have a representative from young investigators to make sure we have that perspective as well. Next slide. Here's our regional structure. We have 5 regions: the Africa Middle East region, Asia Pacific, Latin America, North America, and Pan-European region. And then in black are divisions, and in blue are the sections. The only difference between a division and a section is size. To become a section, you first become a section with more than 10 or more members, and then to go from a section to a division, you have to have at least 50 members. Next slide. Here we are on a map. At the end of last year, we had about 10,500 members. Our largest region is the North American region, driven by our largest division, which is AADOCR, our US division. And then our second largest region is the Asia Pacific region, coming close behind. And we have very large divisions with both China and Japan in Asia Pacific region. Next slide. So what are the benefits to becoming a member? One is meetings. You get a very much reduced meeting registration fee if you are a member. You have access to webinars like we're talking right now, and we have a whole library of webinars and CE on-demand programs. You get access to our 3 publications. The first one is the Journal of Dental Research, which was founded in 1919, over 100 years ago, and in 2016, we launched our JDR CTR, or JDR Clinical and Translational Research, and then there's also the Advances in Dental Research. And you're really part of an IADR community, a really international community, and you can network across disciplines, within your discipline, within your country, across multiple countries. You become a member of a scientific group or network, which we will go over shortly. And we have a number of awards and fellowships that are you are only eligible for if you are a member. And there's lots of volunteer leadership opportunities within the IADR overall organization, and then also within individual scientific groups and networks and within your division or section. And then we also have a career center. Next slide, please. These are the 37 scientific groups and networks. The only difference between a scientific group and a network is meant to be over multiple scientific groups. So our first network that we had was an evidence-based dentistry, and the board at the time didn't want to have an evidence-based dentistry scientific group. which may imply that the other scientific groups were not evidence-based, which of course is not the case. But evidence-based dentistry really goes across multiple disciplines. So that's the difference between a network and a scientific group. But you can see there's everything from behavioral, epidemiologic, and health services research to craniofacial biology to stem cell biology. So really the breadth of scientific disciplines. And then within the networks, in addition to the EBD network, we have the Global Oral Health Inequalities Research Network. We have an Oral Malodor Network, which is one of our newest ones. Women in Science Network, and actually the newest one is our Pride in Dental Research Network. And if you go to our website, each of these scientific groups and networks will have a paragraph about why they are in existence and why you may want to choose them to be your primary scientific group or network. Next slide. Journal Dental Research, as I mentioned, has been around for over 100 years. Our editor-in-chief is Nick Jakubovics from University of Newcastle in the UK. Pardon me. We are number one in terms of total citations, number 7 in terms of our impact factor of 5.9 out of 162 different journals in our space. And you can see the other indices there. Next slide. In 2016, we launched JDR Clinical Translational Research. The editor-in-chief here is Jocelyn Fine. It does have an impact factor of 2.2, so it's in the top 2 quintiles of journals, again, in our space. Next slide. If you remember, you have access to the IADR online community where you can engage with colleagues around the world within your scientific discipline and ask questions and get a dialogue going on various research topics important to the dental, oral, and craniofacial research communities. Next slide. As I mentioned, we have our webinar in CE on-demand library that you can access at any time. And IADR Connect. This is a members-only series of from the scientific groups and networks. The third Thursday of every month, we have a IADR Connect webinar from one of the scientific groups or networks. Next slide. As I mentioned, we have many awards and fellowships that are available to our members, and they really span from early career awards and student awards, again, encouraging the next generation of scientists, and then more recognition awards at more senior points of one's career, like our Distinguished Scientist Awards in 17 different categories. Next slide. We very much care about making sure that we have research around the world and not just in high-income countries like Europe and the United States and Australia. So we do what we can to support research in low and middle-income countries, and just some of the programs we have to assist in that regard is we have a regional development program, which is meant to spur research infrastructure in these regions. We have a Adopt a Member Fund where people can actually make additional donations on top of their own membership to support the membership of individuals from low and middle income countries. We have a number of travel awards that are specifically for scientists from low or middle income countries. And then we have both a tiered dues structure and a tiered registration structure. So if we use the World Bank and how they classify countries, and we have then 3 tiers. So basically the lowest tier in terms of income as defined by the World Bank would pay about 35% of the dues of a member residing in a high income country, and that same and then 60% in the middle tier, and we apply that for both membership dues and for registration. Next slide. And then you get a monthly update, the Global Research Update, that is published on the 3rd Thursday of every month. And you'll get an email with all sorts of updates regarding dental, oral, and craniofacial research and upcoming events and meetings coming up either at the IADR level or the division and section level. So it's a really great resource to keep up on what's happening in the dental, oral, and facial research community. And now we're going to segue to the second part of this webinar, which is getting ready for the meeting. Very exciting. Next slide. So before you go, and if you haven't already, I hope you have downloaded the app and you can scan the QR code that's on your screen right now to access the mobile app. And you'll have two options, whether you are on a iPhone or iOS platform or an Android. You download the app, and that's going to have all of the information about the meeting. We don't have a printed program book or printed abstract book any longer for a number of years. So really that having the app in your hand is really your key to navigating the meeting. So please do download it. It is also available online, so you can actually go to our IADR.org website, and you can actually, if you find it easier to work on a laptop or a full screen computer, you can sort of organize your schedule for the week, as long as you're logged into the app, and then that will or the program on our website, and that'll sync with the app, so you'll be able to navigate the meeting better if you've got all that arranged. Next slide. So we have some important event policies. One is we have a professional conduct at meetings policy, and that's basically, it's really just a lot of common sense, but we do want to make sure that everybody has a positive experience at the meeting, so we don't accept or allow any sort of harassment, physical or bullying or otherwise. And if there is any unprofessional conduct, we have policies and procedures in place where you can report that to one of the IADR staff members who will be clearly identified by wearing an IADR vest, and we will take it from there. We want to make sure that everybody has a positive experience coming to an IADR General Session. Accompanying persons, if you have a partner, significant other, spouse that is traveling with you to San Diego, and they want to come to any of the receptions or want to come and see you present, for instance, you can get an accompanying person's badge for that one day that you are presenting. We also offer childcare. So if you are traveling with children under the age of 16 years of age, you can access the childcare program. And we have an area, with a company called Kitty Core, and they are professionals at running these kinds of childcare services at meetings. So you can be assured that your child will be safe when you are enjoying the meeting. We also have, they're called Mama, I forget the exact, Mama Pods. So we have lactation stations, which are called Mama Pods, if I'm not mistaken. They're little small booths for lactation if that's needed. And of course, we also have a prayer room. Next slide. If you are presenting, you can print your poster prior to arrival. And then poster setup is in the morning of your presentation, very early, 7:15 to 8 is when you need to be putting up your poster. And your badge is required to enter the hall. And with the fact that you should also pick up a ribbon that says you're a poster presenter on Thursday, so that you can get into the exhibit hall early and put up your poster. And you do need to be at the poster board during the full session time. And then the poster tear down is between 5 and 5:15. Some people, a lot of people put up their poster and then they're done with the presenting and they think that they can just leave. But that really does add a lot of staff time for us to be going through the poster hall and tearing down those posters. So to be courteous to your IADR staff members, that would be great if you could tear down your poster also and either take it home with you as a souvenir, or we'll have a place for it to be disposed of if that's your choice. Um, Keep your badge because you need that for everything, including the evening events. And wear your badge so that people know your name. If you do lose your badge, there is a reprint fee of $30. And then if you are presenting in a symposia or an oral session and have a PowerPoint, you should go to the speaker ready room and download or upload your presentation and make sure it is displaying correctly on the slide. And then when you have an oral session, make sure you get there at least 5 minutes in advance so you can meet the chair, or if you are the chair, meet the other presenters so that we can start everything on time. An important thing, particularly if you're a first-time attendee, is we stick right to the clock, because some people want to attend, Dr. Smith's session at 8 a.m., which is in one room, and they want to attend the 8:15 session from Dr. Patel, which is in another room, and they go from one to the other. So if one starts late and the timing is off, it doesn't work. So that's why we're very strict on you have an 8 a.m. presentation or an 8:15 or an 8:30, it'll start on time and end on time. Next slide. And here's some social media tools. You can promote yourselves on Instagram and others. You can download these graphics from our general session page and add your photo to presenting or I'm attending for the IADR General Session. Next slide. Hopefully you've all have your tickets organized, and we are at the San Diego Convention Center, which is very conveniently located from the hotels as well as from the San Diego airport. It's a very easy city to navigate, and it's a great convention center, particularly for our size meeting. The badge area where you can print is in the entrance hall F and G. You can grab a ribbon so that you can say that you're a first-time attendee or a new member, and people will be delighted to engage in conversation with you and welcome you to our organization. Speaker Ready Room is in room 26B to upload your presentations. Next slide. So the week of the meeting, use the app to navigate, attend the DLS sessions Thursday through Saturday at 9:45. Attend the opening ceremonies and awards program on Wednesday at 5. And then there's a very nice welcome reception right after that opening ceremonies. And to visit the exhibit hall Thursday to Saturday. Tag us on social media, hashtag IADR 2026, and follow us on Instagram. You can download the mobile app again with that QR code. And I see some questions coming in on the chat, and we will get to those. So if you have any questions as I go along, please put them in the chat, and I will get to them at the end. Next slide. Here are our DLS speakers. So on Thursday, it is Dariush Mozaffarian from Tufts University, is a PhD nutritionist on food is medicine, past, present, and future. Luda Diachenko from McGill University in Canada on pain resolution biology. And from San Diego himself is Silvio Gutkind, who will be talking on oral premalignancy to cancer transition on using single cell resolution. Dr. Gutkind is familiar to many of us as he used to work at NIDR several years ago and is now at UC San Diego. Next slide. Last but not least, you can follow us on Instagram. Do not forget your badge because there is a $30 fee to reprint it. Badge is required for poster setup. And when you're leaving the convention center and walking around San Diego, it's a relatively safe city, but still any city is a city, and you need to be city aware, if you will. Take your badge off so that people don't know that you are coming to a convention center, because that kind of makes you a target of a tourist. So take your badge off once you leave the convention center if you're walking around the San Diego area, which is delightful. Also, there's great restaurants in the surrounding area from the convention center. I think is that the last. After the meeting, yes, there's life after the meeting. Post meeting, print your certificate of attendance and presentation online. Review attended sessions from the app to receive CE credits if you need CE credits for licensure. Share your meeting experience at the IDR community and take advantage of the member benefits throughout the year. And next year's general session will be in Melbourne, Australia. And next slide. When the IADR is outside of the US, we always have a separate AADOCR, CADR meeting within the US or North America, I should say, because sometimes it's in Canada. And in 2027, the Americans and the Canadians will be meeting in Minneapolis, Minnesota in March. And then the IADR General Session again is in Melbourne in June. Next slide. And follow us up on social media. I think that is the last slide. So let me check the chat and see if there's anything in there I need to address. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm not going to read them all, but I'm just going to see if there's any questions. There's a lot of hellos, which is great. Yes, thank you, Dr. Hughes, for seeing me. Let's see. Will our badge be mailed to us? No. You have to get that on site. First printing is free. Yes, I should have said that. It's only if you have to reprint it, it's $30. The first one is part of your registration fee, and you will get that when you register for the meeting. Can we register a guest online, or is this done in person or the day we present? Aubrey, you are our registration specialist. Can you address that question, please?
Yes, absolutely, Dr. Fox. Thank you for the question. So you can currently register your guests online, or you can also do it in person on the day. We will be at the help desk in the registration counters.
Thank you, Aubrey. Poster presentation in the afternoon. Do we still need to set it up first thing in the morning? The answer is yes. Yes, it has to be up. Because people do, even though there are oral sessions going on in the morning, there are still some people that will wander around the poster hall when there's basically very few people there, because you can really see a lot more in that case. So yes, you do need to have it up all day. Where can the certificate of attendance be found? That will be near where you register. It will be very well signed. I don't know precisely where that is. Do you know, Aubrey, where it is? But it will not be hard to find. And again, you can always ask a staff member if you have trouble finding it.
Yes, it will be in the registration counter, but it will also be available on the meeting app. So you don't need to visit us to get your certificate of attendance.
Right. Okay. And here's a question. Where do we find the code to enter the app? I don't
The
know what that means.
the code is IADR 2026.
That's just to search for the app because you download that, you end up in that event pilot, is it called, Aubrey?
Yes,
And then you need to, and then you enter IDR 2026 to find
2026,
us.
correct.
Okay, got it. Got it.
I will type it on the chat.
Thank you. Which social sessions on what days can our accompanying person attend with us? The social sessions, like the scientific group um, receptions that they have after their meeting, or any of the university receptions, feel free to bring your accompanying person to that. I think I answered. Did I miss any questions? And then there's a
There is
couple
one
questions.
question in the Q&A from
Okay.
Vimy.
Okay. I'm seeing that now. Welcome, Vimy, for joining IDR last month. How the groups work. I'm not so when you joined, you had an opportunity to choose one scientific group or network. So that's your primary affiliation. And then if you want to join more scientific groups or networks, you can at $20 more per scientific group or network. So you should attend their business meeting and find out more about the group that you joined and how you can get more involved, because they're always looking for volunteers also. So you can also on our website you can find out who the leadership is, and as a member you can get people's email addresses, and within our privacy policy that's not for distributing publicly, but feel free to email any of the officers directly and ask any questions you might have about that scientific group. Will any meals, drinks, or snacks be provided? I'll say limited. We do have like the welcome reception. There are coffee breaks that are sponsored during the exhibit hall days of Thursday, Friday, Saturday. One of our sponsors, Halion, also sponsors a coffee lounge where you can get a cup of coffee. But it is limited, I'll say. That's one of the regrets that we have, that these meetings are so expensive to run. We don't have a lot of opportunity for sort of free food and drink. And then the welcome reception will be very generous with food and drink there. Okay.
And we have a couple more questions on the chat.
Okay. Can we switch our part? Yes. I don't know how to do it, but yes, you can. Aubrey knows how to do it. How do you switch scientific groups if you've ended up in the wrong place?
Yeah, so you can always email us at memberservice@iadr.org.
Yeah. And where do we get our badges? That is in the entrance hall to the San Diego Convention Center. It'll be very well signed. And you can get your exhibit if you get there early. Uh, the registration area opens up Tuesday morning now, right? Correct, Aubrey?
Yes, at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you can get it your badge at 8 a.m. Will there be a meeting about CED NOF IDR 2026? No, that we do not get involved with that. That's a divisional meeting, or basically two divisions. Are you asking whether they're going to have a meeting orientation for that session or not? That would really be up to the CED or NOF. So I would recommend you email the officers of those two scientific groups for an answer to that question. But it wouldn't be something organized by the IDR HQ. There is a fee for registering a guest for the day, an accompanying person's badge. Is it $75, Aubrey?
It's $100.
It's $100.
Yes.
Need to catch up. Let's see. I'll be showing up a day. Sorry, it keeps moving, so it's hard to read these. I'll be showing up a day before my talk, but not 24 hours before. Can I still review my talk? Yes. If the speaker ready room is open, go to that and make sure it's uploaded correctly and you can review your talk. Um, Access code, we've already addressed that. There will be Wi-Fi in the exhibit hall. Yes. Oh, have
Mm.
all the award decisions been made? No, there's some of the awards are given on site, like the Hatton competition and the Lister competition. They are on-site competitions on the Tuesday and Wednesday. And then they are announced at the opening ceremony, which kind of adds a little bit of excitement to the opening ceremony. So come there. The Distinguished Scientist awardees, they have already been given out and have been notified, but we recognize them in a award video in the opening ceremony. How to book
Yeah.
CE courses throughout the app. You don't need to book. If you're registered for the meeting, you don't have to register for uh, individual sessions. You just show up. As a member, do we have a waiver for APCs for publishing research in any one of the IADR journals? We do not have a discount for that. That's an excellent idea, though. Uh, we treat members and non-members the same when it comes to the fees for the journal. But I like that idea. Let me take that back and see what we can do with the board on that one. There is someone's asking, can we attend oh, sorry, it keeps shifting on me. Do we get to meet the editors of the journals? Yeah, there is a reception for the journals, and it's technically for reviewers of the journal, but no one's going to stop you to just go up. And they'll be freely available throughout the meeting, presenting themselves, and they actually have a session also. So you can search on the app for the names of the editors. Again, it's Nick Jakubovics for JDR and Jocelyn Fine for JDR CTR. Find out when they're presenting. They both have presentations throughout the week, and go to that session and introduce yourself, and they will be delighted to meet you. There is no online presence, unfortunately. So can you attend the sessions online? No. We are recording a number of the sessions, which will be available after the meeting. We've had lots of experience with hybrid meetings and virtual meetings during the COVID era. Our membership and our board have affirmed that people like in-person meetings. And to have a hybrid meeting where it's in person, but yet somebody else can be watching it becomes very, very expensive. And then there would be even less food and beverage at the meeting if we did that. So we have made a strategic decision to just have the meeting in person, but still record for later viewing. But unfortunately, we can't make that live due to the cost of the technology, unfortunately. How many hours of CE? It depends on how many sessions that you attended, but I think you can get up to almost 80 hours of CE. But you have to attest that you've attended those sessions. It's not like some of the clinical meetings where you get, three numbers at the beginning of the meeting and three numbers at the end to confirm your attendance. We use the honor policy because it would be impossible for us to do it any other way. Someone's asking about shipping services. I think there is a shipping service right at the convention center if you want to ship it back to yourself. I can't remember if it's FedEx or UPS, but there will be a shipping service, and I don't know what their hours will be, but you can check that out when you first get to San Diego and see when they would be available. Should be no problem unless you have a poster on Saturday. I bet their Saturday hours might be more limited, so do double check that. Can we use the USB for transfer? Yes, absolutely. You can do that on site. Can you please throw some light on the competitions for fresh attendees? Yeah, so a number of the competitions are related to your abstract. So when you submit an abstract to the meeting, you need to look at what are the different competitions that you may be eligible for and make sure you tick that box that I want to compete in the Hatton competition from IADOCR. The international part of the Hatton competition are the winners of the individual division. So that's already happened. But awards like the Lister competition, the Colgate Research and Prevention Award, there are so many. And then there's also awards that are at the scientific group and network level. So make sure you look at those also, and you just have to tick a box. No one else has to approve that you can apply for an award. So just make sure that you're aware of that. And some of them are nice travel awards. It can really help you getting to and from a meeting, up to $2,000 to support your travel to the meeting. Did I miss any questions?
I don't think so. I think you got
Okay.
everything. There are a couple of questions that I will do a personal follow-up with because it was a very specific question. So I will follow up with everybody.
Okay. Well, very good. Thank you for joining us here. We have very nice attendance here, 150, which is more than we would get on site. So this is fantastic. And I really look forward to seeing you all in San Diego, and safe travels to everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Fox, for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you for organizing everything, Aubrey.